G'day guys and welcome to another one of my Digimon ReArise videos. Today we are doing a full gameplay in-depth showcase for Imperialdramon Fighter Mode. If you haven't already, check out my summoning video for this guy. It was something, I'll tell you that. It was one of my most impressive summons ever, so make sure you check that out. So as always in this video, we'll have a look at Imperialdramon Fighter Mode, the SuperTenacious version. We'll have a look at his stats, his skills, what he does, and then we'll jump in the game and we'll test him out in Clash Battle and in PvP. And then you can make up your mind if you want to summon, if you haven't decided already. So let's start with his stats. So he is a power, I'll start with HP. He has really, really good HP. He's rocking 18,000 HP at the moment on global only. Phoenixmon has more HP than him, so really chunky in the HP department. Of course, you're going to have to ignore Omedamon, and for now you're going to have to ignore Rasenmon GM because they aren't on the global side at the moment. Let's have a look at his power because he is a power type. And even for a yellow Digimon, his power is really quite good. 10,000 power. Super War Greymon's rocking one. Just under 12, so pretty solid power for a more defensive typing. Defense, really, really good. He's second, only Sakuyamon's above him. 5,000 defense, which is really, really solid. Nothing even comes close, really, in terms of defense. And, of course, speed. Oh, we're going to have to find him, but I can tell you he is not a fast boy. Let's go back to power so we can actually find him. Here he is. Let's just have a look. 25 speed. Not the fastest boy on the block, but pretty solid. His skills. His EX skill. 1,000 damage, 1,000% damage, 3 times multi-hit, plus 3 stacks of damage limiter. This can hit really hard in Clash Battle, and it can decimate enemies in PvP because it ignores everything being an EX skill, so definitely solid there. Main skill, 840 to 3 enemies with evasion cancel. Pretty standard like damage dealing skill. 840 isn't bad. 3 enemies is okay. And he's going to be hitting pretty hard when we factor in his passive. His sub skill, 500% all enemies. Chance of darkness, 60%. And clears all power tech defense and damage resistance buffs. So definitely a very solid sub skill. This clear targets buffs is super powerful. Darkness is always good. So his passive skill, 1.5 to green enemies. So green Bane. This is really good kind of in the current meta because if you annoying green Digimon running around. Also protects all allies from skill seal, blindness, and sudden death, which is fade. Very, very powerful protection there. And minus 70% to power damage resistance to the enemies just to top it off and make him hit a little bit harder. If you haven't figured it out already, this guy is a massive green killer. His EX skill pretty much one-shots up to 3 greens. There's not much that will survive that. His main skill, if the EX skill doesn't take him out, will definitely finish them off. And his sub skill is great to do a lot of damage, a little bit of status, but to clear those buffs mainly. Also, if you haven't figured it out already, this guy is the absolute hardest counter to All-Force X. Some people are going to be really annoyed about this because I know a lot of teams rely on All-Force X for their speed buff. If you're running All-Force X, this guy is going to decimate you. Pick teams that do not include this guy. He protects from the sudden death, and then he can counter you with Green Bane plus hard hitting skills. He pretty much one-shot you as an easy KO. So that's something to keep in mind. Of course, his plugins, critical and HP. So really, really good plugins for him as well. All right, enough chit chat. Let's get into the game. We're going to start with Clash Battle. I'm just going to do a quick Clash Battle showcase. And then we'll jump into PvP where you can see him on a few different teams. I will see you there. Okay, over in Clash Battle now, I'm running this guy on a very power-heavy team. He pairs really, really well with Jesmon X. You can actually use that cooldown reduction to get him really powerful. Here's how I've set up my Imperialdramon. I've got 85% crit rate, I've got a speed plugin on him as well, which won't be too useful in Clash Battle. It will help us out when we get into PvP. This team has pretty much every buff you can imagine. It's got power buff, stacking power buff, tech damage, tower damage resistance down, and defense down as well, plus cooldown. So the annoying thing is the level 20 fighter mode raid does clear buffs as well. So I'm going to have to time his skills nicely to show off what he can do. That clears there, but that's alright. I'm going to stack up. As we know, Jesmon X's main skill also gives all yellow allies a nice little stacking power buff, so that's always great. And even if you use him as a friendship partner Digimon, you still get that power stack as well, so it's really good. What I might do is I might pop Ancient Greymon just so we don't get all those buffs cleared. Redo our power buff. I know I haven't used Imperialdramon yet, I'm just trying to get him really set up nice and juicy. There's a power buff. One more stacking buff and then we can go nuts with fighter mode. Alright, sub skill. 500k with this sub skill. That's still solid. This main skill should hit fairly hard too. 860 and the EX skill 1 million 3 times, so just over 3.1 million with that EX skill. That is some fairly solid damage actually. Most of his damage will come from his EX skill. His main skill isn't too bad though. Let's have another look at his main skill again. Not bad damage. My buffs did get cleared, so that one hit a little bit less, but it did hit about 800k on level 20 Imperialdramon fighter mode raid. So not too shabby actually. I think I underestimated this guy in Clash a little bit. He is boosted, so don't expect these numbers all the time, but definitely if you're looking for a hard-hitting yellow Digimon for your power-based Clash Battle team, could be an option. Like, he's not too bad. I'm not going for max damage or anything. This is really just to show off fighter mode, but 15 million, not too shabby. Definitely not the best you'll see, but not bad, not bad. I'm actually quite impressed. That 3 million on his EX skill is fairly juicy. The multi-hit's really, really good as well. So definitely solid in the Clash Battle department. Let's head over to PvP where this guy is a true monster. Okay, over in PvP, I'm going to be running Imperialdramon Fighter Mode on 2 different teams. This one is a more defensive-based team, but it still packs a lot of punch. And my second team is a yellow-based team featuring Heavy Leomon, who I haven't run in ages. So that's more of an offensive cooldown reduction, hard-hitting team. Let's have a look at his plugins. Again, 85% crit. A little bit of speed there, which is nice for PvP. So, when you're running this guy, you definitely want to pick teams that have green Digimon because he absolutely destroys green. I'm going to start with Ancient Greymon here, and then we're just going to go full Imperialdramon Fighter Mode and see how hard we can hit. I start with his sub. It hits all enemies and clears all of their buffs. I love that Beelzemon cover skill. Even if you don't get the blindness or any damage off, that's fine. This ignores evasion and clears evasion. Oh, good numbers there. And this also ignores evasion. So green pretty much gets absolutely smoked by this guy, as you can see. Clear their buffs, hit them hard. If they're still alive, hit them hard again. That's all you need to do with this guy. I would love to come up against an All-Force X antibody team if we can, just to show you how he counters him. But I don't know if people have already got the message that if you see a fighter mode, don't bring your All-Force because it's not going to end well for you, or it's going to put you at a massive disadvantage. Alright, this one will hit the same. We're going to buff power actually this time. See if we can get him to hit even harder. There's not as many green enemies, so definitely going to have to buff him up a little bit. Oh, this guy's a pretty good counter to Grand Dracmon as well. That multi-hit fade is not going to be doing overly a lot. As you can see, that main skill hits fairly decently hard. He is buffed, remember guys, so don't expect these results forever. He will slightly fall off, but if you can limit break him above level 100, it'll definitely worth it, in my opinion. And can we take him out with this sub-skill? Yes, we can. I don't know why people leave their Digimon at level 97. I don't think that will affect matchmaking, but good luck to you if that's you. Alright, let's switch to the other team now, the yellow-based cooldown team, and see if we can get any luck with this team. Again, we're looking for greens. Yes, 3 greens, even Phoenixmon and Metallicdramon. Probably the 2 most powerful green Digimon in the game at the moment. Let's see what we can do. Let's just go full fighter mode here. Again, you might say that sub-skill sucks, but it's really setting up the groundwork so I can do things like that. Can we finish him off here? Oh, just the shine left. This guy's boosted at the moment as well. Wow, fairly tanky too, especially for a not super personality type Digimon, but against 1v5, he doesn't really stand a chance, does he? If you can't tell, I'm actually really enjoying this guy. He kind of takes... You probably don't need to run him with Bancho Lilymon, to be honest. No All-Force teams yet. I'm going to have a look after this match, see if I can find an All-Force team to show you guys as well. You don't need to run him with Bancho Lily, simply because of that Fade Protect. If it gets past 7 turns or you get it cleared, so be it. But some people are saying if you have Bancho Lily, you don't need this guy. Not quite true. Passive is always better than active, because watch this. That's a turn wasted, and I can come through and absolutely destroy from there. So definitely better than running Bancho Lily. Like, Bancho Lily is still great. She still has those power, resistance, and tech resistance buffs that auto-revive, but I think this guy, in PvP, if you're running a quick kind of get-the-job-done team, he's definitely more beneficial in my opinion. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick through a few matches, see if I can find a nice, juicy All-Force X team to show you. Okay, finally got one. It actually took me about 5 matches to even find one. I don't know if people have been spooked by fighter mode or I've just got unlucky there, but haven't seen many All-Forces, and this is why. Watch this. Just watch this. I lost the speed anyway. No fade, no damage. All-Force X is dead in the water, basically. I know a lot of people, and that's what happens next. A lot of people are actually annoyed by this, simply because I know a lot of people rely on All-Force X, so they don't have to worry about speed, and they can get a little bit of a head start on the match, but fighter mode, unfortunately, puts a stamp out on that. We might leave it there, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this full gameplay showcase for SuperTenacious Imperialdramon fighter mode. I definitely really enjoy running this guy, and I'll be running him definitely while he's boosted, and we'll see what happens after that. But he looks sick. He feels really good in a lot of game modes, so especially with heaps of green Digimon running around at the moment, he definitely feels good and makes PvP a lot easier for me personally anyway. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, comment down below. Have you summoned yet on Imperialdramon fighter mode? Has this video changed your minds? And if so, how is he performing for you? Look at that. Best buddies there, Imperialdramon and All-Force X having a little party together. So, guys, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!